In case you're wondering why I'm starting at the window, it's so that I'm closest to outside, so it guarantees hopefully a 720p video. If I start inside, it's likely a 360. So that's why we're looking out the window right now, to guarantee hopefully a 720p video. We'll look at just for another 10 seconds or so, and then we'll start doing what I said this video is about. 7, 6, 5, 4. I'll stick around here just to explain. And welcome to a live broadcast. I'm the first one here, the Car Wash Elevator Fanatic said, of the King of the Palace Summer Edition Qualifiers. Now the reason why I'm doing this is off season, and he wanted to try this, and I actually offered to shoot the last King of the Palace because Fitchburg Access TV was not available, but instead he said he'll postpone that event and I can record the Summer Edition. Hello, Adrian. So with that being said, since Georgia 551's World of Crap is bringing you the actual show for the summer, I'm going to bring you the live qualifying. And now that I got my 720p signal, let's close that and head up and watch. Hopefully it sticks. And if it blurs out a little bit, it'll hopefully not be. And the guy running the show, Dave. Ow. Cherry picked the 6. When this is over, the stream will end because I'm not going to share the final results. You'll have to watch the actual show on the channel to see who qualified. Men and women are qualifying. It's open to anybody. All you have to do is knock the most pins down and you get in. Now I will say that my version of King of the Palace will not be anywhere near as good as the TV show. But, you know, I'm going to try. That's all I can say. You've been doing all the videos on vending machines. Well, a few vending machines I've done, yeah, once in a while. I don't come across that many of them. Ooh, spread eagle with a wing blown off. Oh, Dave almost got it. Tried to convert the spread eagle-ish thing, and this guy's got a lily, the squirrel. Oh, he got it. He got the 5-7-10. How many showed? Well, he's not in it. A 4, 5, well, Dave. 6, about 10 or so. This is also graduation week, so I'm surprised this many showed up. Well, Adrian, when I see something different. Actually, there is one at work, but it's only a special scenario to do a vending machine video. And Justin Scally, yep. The fact that 10 came on a graduation week, which I completely forgot about and didn't even think of. Not bad. Here's the host of the show yet again. We're going to watch other people. Anything else? Oh, we almost got that. And there's this one here. He had a wood pile. Brandon, hello. Oh, and for those of you that might be looking for an impromptu video this week, it's not going to happen. I'm going over details on how to go about doing King of the Palace Summer Edition and didn't have time to do any bowling. And there's Candlepin legend Phil Clough. He managed to pick that up, and if he didn't, he would have been robbed big time. There's a strike there. See, this is what good candlepin bowling looks like instead of the stuff that I do. Ooh, high-low jack. Phil Clough getting screwed over. Even with wood, a 1-7-10 is hard to get. Ooh, ow. Now he's really left with something terrible. And, wow, nice shot. Tried for the 10, didn't quite get it. There's another person, Amber, who usually helps behind the scenes of King of the Palace. Everybody who has a handicap, everyone who has an established average is competing. So you notice I'm not, because I'm not in a league, so I can't compete in this. Whenever he holds a scratch tournament, any Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to play can. So now you're looking at people that are actually good at this. Well, most of us. Unfortunately, one competitor right there had to bring her kid here. Honestly, she wasn't behaving all that badly. Honestly, I don't think she's doing all too badly at all anyway. Phil Clough robbed of a 10, or spare actually. Ouch. Dean Sullivan, known as Dean of the Palace, because he almost never fails to qualify, except for the last King of the Palace. Oh, nice shot. Welcome to my world. You know exactly where you want to hit, and you just don't. Garage Door Fan 1234, hello to you too. Jeff Worcester over there. King of the Palace Summer Edition, for Adrian is asking, is whenever I have a chance to finish them, but in terms of the next original actual King of the Palace, I believe that starts in September. People have wanted him to do a summer edition, so he's trying it. I wanted to record the last King of the Palace for the season, but because Fitchburg Access TV had too many events to do, so they were unavailable, he instead decided to cancel that, well, actually postpone it to the next season, and record the summer edition instead. It's not going to be anywhere near as good as the original TV show. Nice strike there. It's not going to be anywhere near as good because, I can't compete against an actual television station. Granted, it's public access, but it's still a television station. There goes Dave again. Ooh, Bob Caleri in the house. The squirrel likes to go to Worcester, so he drove halfway there. Some guy, yes, it's 80%, which is why I'm not in it, because you have to be in a league with an established average. The ones I can compete in are scratch tournaments, which anyone who wants to plunk down $50 can do. And a large portion of the $50 entry goes towards prize money. Yes, some guy. This is a singles competition this month. Oh, looks like the squirrel got to meet Bob. See if the squirrel can get it. Nope. Meanwhile, Dave picked up the spare, I think. I've been watching the squirrel.
You like that?
Ow. Niner. Try to get all three in frame. One thing I hate about doing Google Live feeds is it takes the image stabilization off the camera. So I can't do anything about the jitters. Bob almost showed again, but it's just the four horsemen on the right this time. Dave has 4 standing. Squirrel's got 2. Nice wood play. Yeah, most of the time you have to be on the inside of the head pin to get the 4 horsemen. There are places where you have to play it on the outside. And I'm watching the action and not where the camera's pointing. So yeah, every now and then it's going to... Oh. Spread eagle. Oh, wow. Wow. If that just stayed on, that would have been impressive. Dave Mellis got the middle finger. Some guy said exactly what they just said. How does that happen? Really, how does it? And Mark Ritchie can't go around and say, this isn't New Palace, this is not New Palace. As it is New Palace. I get a kick out of that reply. Legendary Phil Clough is up next. Everybody shifts. Game 1 is done.
Only at 174, you suck. I know. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, 174 was bold apparently. You know, I'm known to get the 100, or more likely the 74, but not both of them in the same score. Everyone's shifting over to their next lanes. Just gonna sit down here. Yeah, these wooden benches on TV, they look ridiculously uncomfortable, but I mean, they're not the best things in the world, but they're not really as bad as they look. First shot fired. Goes the legend. No. You hit your object pin and you get penalized. The reason I'm focusing on Mr. Clough, he's a legend in the sport. Some guy. Yeah, not enough accent on Steve. Yeah, I'm hoping he's doing well. I'm not at liberty to say, but I know why he wasn't in this month's King of the Palace that's airing on YouTube. Well, besides the summer edition, which will probably might beat the last episode of the previous season showing up. 4 horsemen the bill. The Phil of Cluffington has. Ooh, perfect, right on the inside. Rarely does it ever work on the outside. See, I know what I'm supposed to do. I just can't execute. Oh, nice. And the legend gets himself a stroke. There's Dave's keeping score. Got anything to say to YouTube?
Who's out on YouTube?
Yeah, you're live.
Hey YouTube, what's going on, baby? It's Dave Palace, King of the Palace. Watch me suck at this. Thank you for tuning in. See you at the end.
And some guy says hi to you.
What?
That's the name, some guy.
Hey, some guy.
There's Phil Clough.
Oh, nice.
Hello, garage door fan.
Cool. Nice ball. That was nice.
This is because I'm actually hosting the physical show of this King of the Palace Summer Edition. That's the only reason why you're seeing this. The regular King of the Palace, I don't have the right to do this. And I drifted. how did he not get that pin? Dean of the Palace is up. That's what people nickname the show because he almost never fails to qualify for it. He did last time, though. Hold on a second here. Nope, just the lighting, oddly enough. Then again, YouTube likes to use the wide angle camera, which is lesser quality. I don't know why it doesn't want to use the real camera. Oh, come on. Even when it's not for real television. Here's Amber, the quote-unquote behind-the-scenes woman, and sometimes, like this last season of regular King of the Palace, commentating. She does help keep the machine running. Behind the scenes is a kind of a general term. What the hell? Yeah, that's what Amber looks like. Now she's at the scoring table.
Shaking up Johnny's leg over there. They don't know what he's doing.
See if the squirrel can find his nuts. Well, he found 7 of them. And there's no innuendo implied. Yeah, scratch tournaments, those are the only ones I can enter because I don't have an established league average. Meanwhile, Captain 174 leaves. Oh, he got some extra action in the back. This poor guy's got a Kaleri. Piece of wood that helped. Oh, there we go. Backdoor action for the spare. Got robbed of a spare. Squirrel punches out what I call the David Letterman, because all the other punch-outs have a name already, so that's why I call it that. Now he's got reverse half Worcester. And takes one of them. love to see is a bunch of Midwesterners who try Candlepin and Fostoria, or to do, I think he meant, a road trip and try to scratch. Yeah, I don't know what they do in Ohio. I also know there's a rec center near Cincinnati that has 6 Candlepin lanes, but you have to rent the place out. I mean, it's feasible. Oh, the legend got himself the Steve Brunchuk special. Well, part of the wing. Hey, there's got to be no leagues there. There's got to be enough interest. Someday somebody should start one. Seneca Lanes. Yeah. From what I understand, the guy actually purchased four the machines from a defunct alley in Maine. Like I said, there's also 6 in Cincinnati area, and I did not notice to now, but 1 Candlepin lane total in Virginia. Ouch. Legend got screwed. The wood rolled in the wrong direction. This is a fairly easy house. In spite of the rough conditions, it plays a lot better than it looks. There's Amber again. She cleared the plate. Oh, Amber punched out a half Worcester on the left side. Oh no, that wasn't Amber. She's doing much better than that. Oh wow, Dean of the Palace punched out the half Worcester. Well, it happens to everybody. And somebody said something. I know some guy. Everybody asks how can he do that? Just you watch. Yes, I aim low for a reason, because it's how he bends down low. It looks painful as anything. It does. I don't know how he does it. And he's 75, if I heard correctly. So having all that flexibility at that age, wonderful. The other woman qualifying. This has got to be the only time I've ever seen women qualifying for a King of the Palace that's not a women's tournament. The regular King of the Palaces are open to anybody who has the league average. If it's a 80%, and scratch to anybody who wants to show up, male or female. Or if you don't exactly know which side of the fence you're on.
It's always cold in this place, Dave. In the winter,
There's Amber. Left the Caleri. 4 horsemen and these 8. There it is. I was doing my Hacksaw Jim Duggan impression and he did it back. Meanwhile, Mr. 174 left the Kingpin standing all by itself. Then gets rid of it. That's right. And now Stinko 1 is a 4. And El Stinko 2 didn't really stink that much. Spare. And a 7 fill on the spare. This guy owes me royalties on that shot. Oh, someone got a spread eagle. Dave all of a sudden turned it on. Alright, looks like it's time for another shift. Place is emptied out, waiting for the squirrel and this guy to finish up. Wow, hit that one with authority. And everybody moves over one. And everyone's switching over to the next set of lanes. Those that need to. There were about 10 people.
Cameraman extraordinaire. Extraordinaire. Professional.
That was the squirrel.
But he lost that one by one. I do. I do too. Yeah.
That's a little higher than my higher is only 138.
What's your 4.3 number?
And people are starting. And there's Amber, one you rarely ever see. Legend getting a spare. Dean of the Palace. He's got the spread eagle with a clipped wing. Now a clipped wing and one that's broken in half. Well, that was it. That's a 6. The Legend punching out the half Worcester on the right. Oh, wow. He's in Union Station right now. Well, considering a full Worcester, it's not too bad. I would love to have a 7 after a full Worcester. In all honesty, I think some of these people lob anyway, and they just don't count it. Although sometimes Although I noticed with video on this phone, the audio lags a little bit. I mean, not enough that you would notice it much, but enough that when the ball just barely is behind the lob line, it trails enough to seem that she went over it. Or anybody in that matter. But then again, from behind it looks like people foot follow and lob when they're really not. Ooh, nice try on from Mr. Clough there.
Can you hear my ice coffee?
Oh no. That failed live.
How does that happen?
I know everybody else said it. Say it with me. How does that happen? All of a sudden, everyone stops like it's the end of the world. There it goes. All good now. Nah, wasn't a need. By the way, the mechanic is also the owner. Who just spread eagled. Dean of the Palace got the worst spread eagle possible. His prey in both talons. Oh, but wow. Nice recovery. A lot of wood to get a 10. I don't know how it happens, but apparently if a pin gets stuck somehow, it'll screw up the pin setter like that. When I did Watch Me Suck here, the second ever month of WMSAB, back when I used a camera as a balance ball, pin setter on lane 4 would frequently drop the head pin. This woman does pretty good. Okay, why is my phone acting weird? I just wanted to see how much battery life was left, and suddenly all these messages pop up. I'm not talking about the ones that scroll by. Yes, the squirrel found his nuts. And no, that's not a euphemism. There are standards we must hold on YouTube. The ironic part of him being called squirrel, he's allergic to nuts. Squirrel managed to get 6 out of that crappy shot. Hello, Scott. Green shirt guy has a high-low jack. A lot of people, I can't remember their names. I have a horrible memory for them. I'm just a Squirrel John Blaze. We talk every now and then. Dave, high school buddy of mine, who just got screwed. Now that was a nice shot. Oh, he just got spread eagled again. Nope, Dennis is not here. He had other things to do. Steve, I believe, is still recovering from surgery. I'm not at liberty to mention what, even though I know what it is. Not my place to do so. How come I'm not bowling? Well, today there will be no... First off, I'll start with no impromptu this week. And that's because setting up to and discussing how to do King of the Palace Summer Edition, as this channel will be bringing that to you instead of Fitchburg Public Access TV. There wasn't enough time to bowl. Now, as for me not being in this, it's a handicap tournament. You have to have an established league average, and I'm not in a league. People always say, just join one, but my work schedule is not reliable enough to do that. Well, she's even admitting to lobbing. Well, you know, when you don't have a chance, in hell, like when I can do a scratch tournament, as rare as they are, if I have no chance in hell, I'm not going to count foul on it. Although, actually, I have. Guys are really competitive. Yes, World of Crap is showing the summer King of the Palace. The regular... Oh, how does that one happen? The regular King of the Palace, it will resume on its normal schedule, I believe, in September. Oh, and she left a big mess as well. You will not find a May edition of King of the Palace because there were just way too many events for Fitchburg Public Access to cover, so they had to cancel it. But he's postponing the 80% handicap doubles tournament to the start of next season. Now that that pin leaning against the wall does count. Because it fell and is leaning. So long as it fell, it counts. Am I doing commentary? Yes, I am, and hopefully I'll redeem myself after my very horrendously poor showing when I did a month of it. Oh, Phil Clough got a spread eagle. Yes, a lot of them. So I guess so since does. Yeah, Dennis and Steve aren't here. A legend finds the hole. Or as Richie Myrick would say, find the curtain. Unfortunately, Amber did as well. She leaves that middle finger standing up. You're going to see how it goes in terms of commentary. Like I said, even after he uploaded, even after the shows were uploaded, the ones that I helped commentate on, even I didn't like them. I just sounded so horrendously bad in the horrendously awful jokes and the really not taking any of it it sounded like I didn't take anything seriously at all. Hopefully this will redeem things. Yep, I see him. He's right there. And there's a rare look at Amber. The behind-the-scenes girl that does a lot of very important things. Yep. In fact, there's the squirrel, and right behind her is Dean. So you get some heavy hitters here. Funny thing is, Johnny Blaze, aka the Squirrel, drove over 2.5 hours from a duck pin tournament to do this. Oh, wow. He got screwed. I'm not guaranteeing that we will be showing you the whole thing because I don't think the battery will make it, even though I started this with a full charge. Live streams, anyone can tell you, live stream kills it. Yes, Scott, bowling is not easy, especially candlepin, which is the hardest version of 10-pin there is. I mean, the wood sometimes makes some of the leaves easier to get, but how hard is 5-pin? I wouldn't know. That's a Canadian thing. Be interesting to play it some. Oh, there it goes again. I'm sure you probably saw that. What is candlelit? I don't know. Maybe that's a term for glowy stuff. I've heard of candlepin as candlestick. Candlelit, it could be a mispronunciation of candlepin. But I've also heard of candlelit in reference to the glow-in-the-dark stuff. Or as I call it, the glow-in-the-dark crap. It's very hard. I think someone's trying to be funny. I honestly think candlelit is simply that it's glow-in-the-dark bowling. You know that garbage that they play at night so the kiddies would come in and bowl? I'm sure you said I bowl. Message retracted, but I already said it. Wasn't anything bad though. Oh, and Dave gets the Bob Caleri. Squirrel leaves the reverse half Worcester left, or as you 10-pinners call it, the double wood. Tend to call it double wood when it's in the middle. Oh, nice. Well, let's see what lane 5 does. That pin's kind of dangling there. It's okay. That one seems to screw up quite a bit. Yeah. It depends, for me though, it depends on the discipline. Candle pin, I can hold my own. I'm usually around average or maybe a hair below. Duck pin, I'm below average. 10 pin, yeah, I'm not that good at all. Yeah, let's see, my battery is at 37% and it's only 3 of the 5 qualifying games.
410, 407. A game though, I'm only 26 down now. I know. He's doing that crap, he doesn't anything. So bad. 433. I'm more of a lobster.
I know, a green one.
Yeah. Very rare. Green lobster? Yeah. Sounds like a sick lobster.
All right, Bill.
Expensive.
Wow, that was a bad first shot. And he gets the Emily.
Practice ball, right?
Let's see what his bonus ball will be. For 6 standing, so that's, yep, El Stinko. and Phil meets my friend Bob, which really isn't my friend. And that guy owes me money for the first ball he just threw. Yeah, the fingers on pin setter 5 aren't holding that head pin all that well. Now that I've seen it go down twice every time. Yes, some guy, the Caleri is difficult. It's not only do you have to get the 4 horsemen, you got to try and get the pin in behind it. If there's wood behind there, it helps. Oh, there must have been something behind it. Uh-oh. Will the pin setter in number 5 work, or will it drop again? Oh. Wow. Signal going. I'm sure it does here and there. It's disappeared. Let's get a reestablishment. Let's try and reestablish the link. Well, the battery is low, but it's not that low. It's pretty bad, but... And now I'm only... Okay, we got 3 of 5 bars. Yeah, that's why I started the video in this spot, so that it would give us the 720p. Now it's probably going to disappear again. Yeah, it did. It's... Well, the battery ain't gonna make it anyway. Wi-Fi, but it's only DSL. That's the funny thing about Fitchburg is the cable companies and Fios, they don't really serve this area too well. I know the quality sucks, but we got to deal with it. At least it's not saying that it's dropping out, but I'm sure it is. Ooh, the Lily with no help for Dave. And pin setter 5 once again sets. Yes, I'm saving the cameras because I'm not sure how long the batteries will last. I've got a microphone to make doing this King of the Palace thing possible, which will drain the battery on one of the cameras. The cameras are actually going to play reverse roles this time. The pin cam is what's normally the bowler cam, and what normally is pin cam will today be the bowler cam, because the one that's normally pin cam has a jack for a microphone. Tom Riley, hello. Too bad you tuned in so late. Battery's banging, barely hanging in there.
Get over. There you go. I'm going to take it a little bit.
Well, I do have my charger with me for the phone. As for the cameras, I had one and forgot to bring it. I'm going to charge this phone because I told him worst case scenario, if somehow the batteries don't survive, which they should do fine. I have a couple spares, but they're not very long lasting. And worst case scenario, to this phone. I don't think that'll ever happen though. There goes the squirrel. Spread eagle with a wing that's broken. Dean of the Palace. Garbage ball, but a nice break. Oh, a piece of wood that could have helped take care of everything, and no. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't complained about the signal yet. I know it's probably dropping out for you guys, or it looks like a pixelated mess. Oh, nice strike. I'm just watching pin setter 5, see if it drops again. Once again, there's Amber. Squirrel climbing things. And it's time for the changeover. Well, in this case, when this series of they finished 3. No, they're almost finished 4. I don't know if the battery will make it, but if we're not going to see the 5th and final. And of course, I'm not going to show you who. Even if it did, I wouldn't show you who made it into the show, because there would be no point in watching. Dean of the Palace leaves a really big mess. There goes Amber. 2 full on the head pin. Spread eagle, the stumpy wing. That eagle is spiraling to the ground. And someone said something. Well, I got a 10 out of that. There's the legend is up again. Actually, I haven't noticed. I don't know, it's like he's been on countless Candlepin shows. From Channel 5's Candlepin Bowling to, I think Channel 40's in Springfield was Let's Go Bowling. Stars and Strikes, Channel 50. He probably was on that Candlepin show that Channel 27 in Worcester had. Here's a question of the day. If you're playing this game in Colonial Lanes in Worcester and you punch out the 2 and 8 or the 3 and 9, what do you exactly call it? Because the term half Worcester refers to when somebody left that leave in a tournament in Boston, they turned around to these two Worcesterites that pitched that ball and said, halfway back to Worcester, huh? That's how half Worcester came to be. And you're already in Worcester, so what do you call it? And that's my stupid question of the day. I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut it now because, well, I'm not going to cut it right now. Some guy has a good answer. What do you call it when you bowl the half Worcester when you're playing in Worcester? Being that it's a phrase talking about heading back home to Worcester, he called it home. Stinko. That's not good. El stinko, el bado. Ow. That really stunk. Hey, I get worse than that. I've done much worse than that. Yeah, now it's pushing it close, so we'll just watch Dave finish this frame and then I'm going to have to call this video good. Dave has only made the show one time and he didn't fare well. Well, let's see if the video will survive his El Stinko the bonus ball. This thing cuts out, I think the camera stops working at 15%. Actually, the only thing stinky is the leave. It'll shut the camera off at 15%, and we are at the dreaded 16%. So after he finishes this frame, we're going to have to call it good. Is it still working? Is this still working? Okay, I barely saw it flash. Yes, it is. Usually this phone shuts off at 15. I wouldn't bother commenting now because when you comment, it'll literally just pop in and pop out. I will not be able to read them. Oh, we're so close to finishing the fourth game. Let's wait for it. And 4 horsemen. Horsemen. The middle finger. All right, so that's the fourth game, and unfortunately the battery is not going to go any further, so that'll be it. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.